Okay, VW Darren. I'm sitting here on the gravel road. This is the closest one I can get to. There's the crew of guys that's out there. I don't know. I want to say they said they were about 300 foot tall. So that'd be like a football field. And if you can see out there, they're working on that one. God, I can't hold the camera still enough. Yeah, they must be doing some generator work up top. I am going to go ahead and send you a bill, Darren, you and Andrea, of $1. Photocopy it as many times as you possibly can. Send it to all your fellow Florida neighbors and have everybody send me $1. This is our Iowa win coming to you guys. Ed the Kid up there in New York. This is the main line of what I have been using lately for primers and clear. It's Auto Body Master urethane clear. They got two different versions of this clear. They got like a premium urethane. I don't know the price on that one, but for the clear, the catalyst, and a thing of reducer, which is Omni brand, I think it's like 120 bucks or something for these 3 cans here total. So by the time you get done, it's 4 1-to-1, so you got 4 1 1. You got a lot of clear for 120 bucks roughly, plus tax, whatever. And also I have used this is what I used on the Peterbilt fenders yesterday. Is finish 1. This Acme, what I've been told, took the place of Napa's Martin Sr. It's the same company, they just switched names. I prefer to have a reducer in my clear. What I like to do is put on like a dry, not dry, but it's like I call it like a tack coat. I mean, it doesn't lay out totally smooth on the first coat. It's just something for the next coat to stick to. I don't know how to really explain it. Maybe I could try doing a demonstration of it. I really hate to fire my camera up when there's clear in the air, but I do 1 coat like that, 1 wet coat, and then on my last coat, if this is 4 1-to-1, I'll do 4 1 and then maybe 1.5, just to get that nice smooth effect with very little orange peel, and then put on a full wet coat for that 3rd coat, and there's really no orange peel to sand out. It looks just like factory orange peel. Now this stuff is just a 1-to-1 or 4-to-1, so it'd be 4 parts of the clear to 1 part of the activator or the hardener, whatever you want to call it. And I believe, if I remember right, I want to say that this activator comes in like 3 or 4 different numbers here. It's like 612, 613, 614, something like that. It all has to do with your air temperature. A lot like reducers, they got a slow, medium, and fast reducer. I always get the medium because we don't keep it warm in here, but we keep it comfortable. And that seems to let the clear and the primer and stuff air out and dry pretty good. But this is good clear. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It's just I don't like not having a reducer. That's my only problem with this, but it saved me from going to spend $100 yesterday to do them fenders, which I only used I think 1.5 quarts for my 3 coats. And with the primer, it's the Auto Body Masters. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. But here. There. 2K high build urethane primer. The reason I go with this route on this generic stuff is the fact that this Omni reducer you can use in just about any paint thing. Like the paint on them fenders was PPG, and I used a generic clear. And before you go buying two different paint lines, you need to ask them, if I have PPG paint, is it compatible with, you know, say this clear or this clear? Because if they cure at different rates, and if your clear decides to dry quicker than your base, fully cures out, it's going to wrinkle and you'll have issues. Always double check. I called Arnold's and asked them if this was fine, and they said yes, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. And this primer just takes a catalyst, and just a simple catalyst, and the Omni reducer. Ah, phone's ringing. One second here. Alright, I'm back. I don't know, my dad called and talked for a while. I don't remember where I was at, but I don't know. These are the ones I recommend because they're cheap. You can do it on a budget, and they're really, really forgiving on stuff. I mean, like I said, I was in college and I sprayed PPG and Martin Senior and DuPont, and if I lay that paint on, like I lay my Martin or Sherwin-Williams or say Sikkens or something, if I lay it on like that, like how I lay on my final coat of clear, it fish-eyed everywhere. And with like the Sherwin-Williams, I mean, you can pound the shit on till it runs and it ain't gonna fish-eye. So, but a lot of people think, oh, it's just house paint, it ain't worth a shit, but I like it. And if any of you guys out there do this stuff in your own garage or something, go to a paint store that mixes paint and see if they have any cracked or broken ones of these laying around. It's a paint mixer, like you run it in your machine and they got that latch that sits here and spins this to mix up their paint and primer. We got this one because there was a crack in one of the fins that are inside there, and all we did was put some Plexus on it, and it's been holding forever. But all you got to do is, I don't know where my drill's at, but you just put a drill on the end of this, run the drill for a couple minutes, get everything mixed up, and you're done. You ain't got to shake it, you ain't got to try stirring it with a stick. I love them little things. Need to get a few more of them though. But no, this is the stuff I use and that I recommend. I don't know, it seems to work great for me, and the setup we got here, which, I mean, it's fucking filthy in here right now, but yeah, hopefully Sunday we'll have these parts all assembled and ready to go. You can see there's some dirt. Need to sand it out, but not a big deal. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know nothing else. Gorgeous day out. Fenders are curing once again. So, I don't know. Ed the Kid, if you got any questions, feel free to email me or post comments to the videos. I'll help you out the best I can. I don't know. And one of my pet peeves, which I did this yesterday and I fucked up. If you buy these really cheap frickin' cups, careful with your reducer or your thinner, because you'll wipe the fucking measurements off of it. And I always clean these things. I was one short yesterday, so I use this for my paint and my clear. I just had to clean it really, really good for my clear. But usually I'll keep, you know, 2 or 3 cups, one for primer, one for paint, one for clear, and I clean them, because as long as you keep these things clean, you can use these freaking things forever. I mean, they're cheap, like 30 cents or something, but, and usually if you get what I do is if I get a good order or whatever from Arnold's. Like if I were to buy the Omni activator, the clear, primer, and catalyst, you know, they'll give you a couple cups, you know, paint sticks, some filters. You just got to ask them, because they won't give them to you if you don't ask. So, and all they can do is say no. So, hope this helps anybody out there that's wondering what I used or how I use it or anything. I don't know, that's all I got. I'm gonna go home after I put this stuff away, or back in the shit pile. I'm gonna go home, upload this, relax for a little bit. Gotta go buff out a moving trailer this afternoon. I guess it got run into in a parking lot or something. We're gonna go buff it out, and yeah, there's like some red smeared paint mark on it, so we'll buff it out and that'll be done, and should be ready to rock. And also, when you empty these cans, oh my god, when you empty these cans, junk, everything in here, if I can open it, is, you know, if we clear something, we got a little too much clear left over. Instead of dumping it in a trash can, fill up an empty jug. See, it's full. And what I'll do is, actually, you need to let the lid sit off of this like overnight so all the chemicals can evaporate. Otherwise you'll come out and this thing will be all swelled up. And yeah. And also, one more thing. I know I'm rambling on here about a whole bunch of dumb little shit, but say that this was your paint or primer and you just took it off the shaker. I'm gonna see if I can do this here. Okay, say you just took this off the shaker. For example, what I suggest, if you don't have gloves on, is you got these little paint lid tools. You got them at your auto body supply store. Just a little, or you can use a screwdriver, it don't matter. But get it under your lip and cover it up. Because as you're shaking it, the chemicals are reacting and they're creating pressure. And if you've ever opened a can of shaken primer or paint, you know what I'm talking about. If you go like this, everything's going to go poof out this side. It's not much, but it'll splatter paint your hands. So every time I open a can, just put something over it, pop it open. As soon as you release the pressure, you're fine. And then you can just open the can, whatever. But, yep. And I think the mail guy just showed up to my buddy's house, and I'm gonna go see if he's got his coil pack for his Dodge Neon. And if he does, I'm gonna install it for him. And I'll even show you guys how to do it. Adios.